Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing on about 154 square feet of bed space in my backyard. Tonight I am up potting some loofahs. This week has been a lot. So I have two influencer gigs that I signed up for within the last, I guess, like 2 months. So I had all of that due on Monday. And then I also took over Homestead Mamas over on Instagram. How has your week been? Also, how did you like the vlog style post last Wednesday? I'm going with it at this point to see if it's something that works for this channel. I don't want everything to be so preachy. Just like that, we're all potted up. Good morning. I am fertilizing seedlings this morning. Seedlings do not need a full dose of fertilizer. So I am using the Alaska Fish Emulsions. And so this one tells you to put 2 tablespoons in for established plants. So I just do a half a tablespoon for seedlings. And so this is a 2-gallon watering bucket. So I just put that half a gallon in. Have plenty to do for them this morning. I stirred with whatever I could find. I had a little stick from some work that had been done, but I don't know where it went. So I stirred up. And I just brought my seedlings from inside because we got down to under 40 last night. We will be going under 40 for the next 4 days. So I'll do the in and the out. So that's one downside to the kind of makeshift greenhouse or movable greenhouse, whatever you want to call it. Unless you're gonna run a heater out to it, it's not gonna keep your seedlings warm in a night that's super cold. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of harvesting. The lettuce, which we have harvested once this year already, my daughter is not a fan of the taste. So it had a different taste. It's definitely not the taste of what you get out of the store, but I think that's a part of growing different varieties. So I'm gonna harvest the lettuce and I'm gonna do like a cut and come again. So basically I'm just gonna pull the lower leaves and I'm gonna leave the leaves in the middle so that it can continue to grow. Now we're gonna get this cabbage out of here. I am just gonna cut right down at the bottom of this, and that's how I harvest. I'm gonna leave the roots in the ground because they will decay and be organic matter for your garden. The other thing I'm gonna do is grab this cabbage over here, which will put up its flower. You see it? So I'm gonna keep these leaves and I'm gonna eat these leaves, but the cabbage itself is about to flower. I'm also gonna grab a few pansies, some of the longer stemmed pansies, and I'm gonna put them in a small jar on my kitchen table. I can't wait for the summertime when I can have all sorts of cut flowers like dahlias and zinnias. I hope my carnation, this is my carnation, I hope that those grow this year. And that would be awesome to say I grew carnations in my backyard. I'm pretty sure pansies are also edible. I've never tried them. I've never tried eating a pansy. Have you eaten pansies before? If so, what are your thoughts? We are getting down into the 20s tonight. I stepped on a nail earlier today and had to get a tetanus shot, and all of that stuff and antibiotics. So note to self, fix the yellow door. Anyway, I'm gonna throw that yellow door away and build a whole new one. I haven't done much of anything today other than slept, but what I wanna show you is, it's gonna be under 20, no, under 32, but it's gonna be in the 20s. Sorry, y'all. So I brought all the seedlings in. Let me show you that really quick. Never mind this messy laundry room. It's like this in the spring because I have my seeds, I have when we start spring cleaning. So we got a whole dollhouse that's got to go somewhere. I don't really want to throw it away because it's a good dollhouse and it's not very old. Anyway, I'm bringing the potatoes in. So the advantage of growing in bags, if you're in a small area and you want to kind of get started early, you can put your things in bags and then you can bring them in if you have space. So like in your garage, your laundry room, wherever you want to bring them, and then take them back out. So I'm bringing the potatoes in now. I did this last year with like a bunch of pepper plants because I had no choice. The plants were struggling inside the house, but thankfully, these are peppers. This year, we're not having that problem. So, excuse the limp. I stepped on a nail. So, all of the plants that have sprouted, so you can see the sprout, I'm bringing that in so that the cold doesn't kill the plant. And there's one bag where nothing has sprouted. I'm gonna leave that outside because the potatoes should be just fine outside. I hope no one needs to wash clothes tonight because they have a struggle getting to that dryer. And just like that, my potatoes are in. They're started early still, and that's an advantage of growing in a container or the bags or a pot. I'm going to plant some peas on this side of the trellis from when you're coming into the garden. And then on the other side is where I'm going to grow my beans. These seeds take 70 days to mature. So by the time they are maturing or before they're maturing, my beans will be going in. So I'm going to do the peas on this side and the beans on the other side. And so they'll go up and meet each other. Let's see what the package says, but they could be planted really close together. Get out, lady. Go. So they could be planted every 2 inches. So you can get a good amount of peas in a small space. And trellising peas is a good idea as well because they can grow up and you save space on the ground. And when I say it's a good idea, it's definitely the way that you should do it because peas get all long and they get tangled. I'm not going to like really pay attention to the spacing, but I'm just gonna stick them down into the soil. I know they'll be far enough apart because like I said, peas don't take up a lot of space. Kind of the same thing as beans. I think like in a square foot method, you can get 9 bean plants. Don't quote me on that. But you can get 9 bean plants, I believe, in 1 square feet. So you can get a lot of peas in a smaller area too. So I am kind of planting 2 rows, one behind the other. That's not normally how I do it, but I would like to have a decent amount. And then some things not gonna germinate too. So just a quick little pea planting moment that I'm doing. It's cold and windy out here. So I'm not trying to be out here very long. So I planted them. I'm gonna water them in and we'll be done with pea planting. And I got these seeds from the Dollar Tree. I have been talking about these plants in almost every video, saying that they need to be potted up. And it dawned on me, I have the pots that the calendula was in, and clearly not gonna come back from. So I am going to amend this pot with a little bit of black cow compost and a little bit of blood meal and a little bit of bone meal. And then I'm going to finally put these plants, I believe it's hyssop, in a pot. So I'm gonna throw a little blood meal in the pot and a little bit of bone meal. Blood meal is good for nitrogen. Bone meal is good for phosphorus. So I'm just gonna mix it in the container. So what I will say is hyssop is like a strong plant. They have been neglected and in those tiny pots for quite some time now. All right, it's a little crack in there. Won't worry about it too much. Then I'm just gonna drop some black cow and mix that in as well. And they're very dry. But like I said, they've been troopers. So I imagine that once I plant them in here and water them really good, that they'll be just fine. I'm surprised they're still alive. There's a small crack. Just push it up against the cement. Should be fine. But I want to water them in really good because they were really dry. So it is Tuesday night and I don't have any plans on doing anything, but I realized why everyone said the video cut off the last vlog. I forgot to do the ending. So thank you for watching Yellow Door Urban Homestead. Don't forget to subscribe. Visit me on Instagram at Miss MS Asia Spradley for all of the things that happens throughout the week in the garden. And I'll see you next week. Bye.